Today I'm going to show you how I create a spreadsheet template, and I use this for almost all of my family history research in some way, shape, or form. And make sure you check out the description. There is a link that you can grab this template, a copy of it, and I have done this in Google Sheets. So let me show you here how I kind of set this up. This is my main tab of my spreadsheet template, and I just called this family list. I usually name it whatever surname it is. I took out last names just to protect privacy. So what I've got here is my grandparents, my great-grandparents, second grade and third grade. And I do like to color code. It just makes it easier for me to see which generation I'm working on. And you can certainly add more generations to the spreadsheet, but I create this spreadsheet and then I'm going to use it like throughout the year for everything I'm working on. And the nice thing about it is once you create this kind of template of the main information about your people, you can just duplicate that particular tab and use it for lots of other things. And I'm going to show you how I do that. So what I do for each person is I include their birth date, location if I know it, their death date, and location if I know it, marriage. You can see here on this one, I have a 1 because that person was actually married twice. So I could add an extra column if I wanted to do that and show the second marriage as well, and then a location for that. This is really nice because this helps me see immediate holes. If there are dates that I'm missing or locations that I'm missing that would help with my research, this gives me a way to kind of see what holes I need to work on and information I can use in my research and help to find new information. So this is the basic information that I use to create the first tab. And again, I will duplicate this and use it for lots of different projects throughout the year. Once I get this particular piece done, I don't touch this tab. I really kind of create it and just use it as my main template for further research. So this is my main one. And then you can see down here, I've created one that I call newspapers. So this is an example of how I might use this one. So all I did was on my main template list, I do a duplicate and it will make an exact copy of that spreadsheet. And you can see here's my original and here's the one I just made a copy of, and then I can rename it to whatever I want. So I've already done that with newspapers and I've changed my columns a little bit. So I put in links here. And this really helps me do a lot of research quick for newspapers. And I make myself a note. So this one here is an example of a World War I draft clipping in a newspaper. And so you can see it takes me directly to that particular newspaper that I've already clipped. I wouldn't even have to clip it. I could just do a link to the actual newspaper for that one. So that is an example of that. And when I go to do that, it's really easy to make a link in my spreadsheet. So I am going to do this one down here. This is an obit for John. So I put in obit and I'm going to highlight it. And then I come up here to this little paper clippy looking guy and it will let me insert a link. And now that is a link to his obituary that, again, I already clipped. So that's just one way that I use this template throughout the year. Remember, you're going to keep your main template intact. You're not going to touch it or change it or do anything to it, which is your first one here. Again, I usually kind of name that a surname. So for my instance, I might call this Honert. And then I can make copies of that and use that for whatever purpose I need to. So I have one for newspapers. Maybe you are doing one that's for siblings or whatever. You can create new tabs and really have this huge spreadsheet of your information that you're tracking in a quick, easy way to find it. And I find that I even use the main template with the birth, deaths, and marriages. I honestly use that a lot and will even print it so that I have a quick copy if I'm out and about or doing something that I need, a quick reference for those birth, death, and marriage dates. So make sure you check the link in the description. You can access copy of this template, and I hope this helps make your research more organized and easier to find things.